the market. We're scalping the market depending on volatility every day. Uh, Depending on volatility every day, we have different ranges of profits targets as well as losses, stop losses. We are trading mini S&Ps, ES. Um, so we have today, given the volatility, every day is a little bit different for the most part. When volatility picks up, we have to expand our stops and profit targets. But right now, I think 2 to 3 point stops and profit targets are probably doable unless we break out to the downside some more. It seems like we get more volatility every time we break down to the downside more than anything else, which is fine with us. We like volatility. The market, I think, is kind of a little taken aback by all uh, the surge in the United States of not only the hospitalization, the death count, the number of people getting infected. It's just this is worldwide too. I mean, obviously, it's going to affect the markets all over, and that's what we have in here. Again, if you have any questions in the chat box area, it'd be a good place to put them in. We like questions. It's a good place for us to get to know each other. If you haven't been here before, and to ask me questions and see if you can like what we do. We put together the levels that we gave out. That we believe that those levels are inflection points that give us an opportunity to scalp the market, as well as price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. And those price action opportunities are there for us, and we believe that we can use those opportunities to scalp the market as well. So we're looking for the 2 point 3 point opportunities in the market. We quickly flash down here a little bit. What software do we use? Well, I mean, everybody has different softwares that they can use. Obviously, it depends what your brokered house is offering as a platform to trade with. So everybody's got different platforms, and which broker all depends on who you have. If you need a broker, we can work with you and get you get that started for you. You have FX. Yeah, well, we don't trade. We don't like to trade the FX. We focus more on the ES, but I'm sure if you trade FX, you can trade any other. If you're trading futures, you can trade any other. Um, if you're trading FX, you can trade any other futures. So whatever your brokerage firm is, they can probably set you up with the ES too, just in case you were thinking about it. All right, you can see here we drifted all the way down to the 42 area really quickly here. Obviously, you had to be a little bit quick there, and the market gave you a chance to scratch those 48s really fast, given what was going on and how it traded, and then gave you an opportunity to come in back in here at 42. Maybe you did both. I don't know. Again, depending on risk tolerance, everybody's a little bit different. But if you did, given what was going on, hopefully you're watching the trade and you saw that it kind of broke really quick, got down to 46, came back up to the 48 area, gave you a chance to get out, and then came back down to 42, and hopefully you were able to get back in at the 42 and ride this one back up here a little bit. We scale into our positions, so we are not going to be perfect. Like we got down to 42 and a quarter here. We scale in, some scale in a point above and below, some scale in half a point above and below, depending on how much risk somebody's wants to take. So again, everybody's a little bit different as far as the risk tolerance is concerned. So what I say for one person doesn't mean it's that way for everyone. and so we take that into consideration when we talk, when I talk to each individual, when we, if you're part of our education course. So we teach the methodology here that I'm talking about, these support and resistance levels, plus also we help you find the price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. And together we put, using the levels plus the price action opportunities and methodology that allows us to take advantage of the ebbs and flows that we're talking about. Again, we're trading mini S&Ps here. And you got to be quick, like, even though I'm talking, I was in the 48s, got out of the 48s, got back in at 42, and had a nice little ride here up to bounce off of that 42 area. Hopefully, and some of you kept them both in there. You did all right. Yeah, Aiken, Brad will more than happy give you some, uh, give you a call if you give us your telephone number. Only him and I can see it, and he'll be able to chit chat with you in regards to the program that we have, the education program that we have, and or any other questions that you might have regarding that or anything else that we do here. But we are trading here every day. We trade here from the, well, we used to trade from the floor of the exchange, but thanks to COVID, we are bunkered down in my basement, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad because it's quiet down in here. But it is what it is. It's not like the floor where you get people yelling and screaming at each other. And that's where I actually started my trading experience, was with people screaming and yelling at each other. And then for some odd reason, I picked up that concept of screaming and yelling at each other, and kind of started doing that to everybody that I saw. So anyway, yeah, so that's what we do here, and so we're here every day trading many S&Ps, and so Aiken, you got a little private text there, hopefully, if you. Oh no, he sent it to everybody. No, just to you. So if you want to, jot down your telephone number, and he's the only one that can see it, so you don't have to be concerned about people giving you. There you go. Thank you very much. So we'll get back to you, let you know what's going on. Again, if anybody needs more information about what we do, please feel free to ask any questions, and we'll give you whatever information we can. Sure, no problem. We like new traders. New traders are not infected by some of these ideas that you might have from other places, and bad habits. So new traders are good. The charts, if you're looking at the charts from right to left, we have a 5-minute ES chart. 5 minutes means each bar is giving us a range in 5-minute increments. A 60-minute ES chart, which is the bars are in 60-minute increments. And then we have a bond chart, a 30-year bond chart all the way on the left. And the bond chart's up there to sometimes give us some ideas of where equities might be going. I traded the bond. I was trading the bond pit for many a year until we made the transition over here to equities, because the trade is much better regarding ebbs and flows, and technically bonds used to trade well technically, and besides that, since I traded in the pit, I do have a little bit of an aversion to it. So yeah, I kind of like to see if it ever opens up and starts trading good again, but who knows. But we try to use it to help us with the ES a little bit. Sometimes you get some correlation between ES and bonds, but sometimes you don't. When things move around a little bit more, we do get the Bollinger Bands or the blue bands. Yes, the we like to look at those sometimes to keep us on the right side of the market. We've incorporated the Bollinger Bands into our education process. I don't use any candles, just straight old black bars. Black bars? Is that like a brownie? Black bar? No, I don't know. No, we don't. You could use candles though. Some of our traders, it's whatever you use that you feel comfortable with. I have no problem if you like candles. You're used to them. That's fine. We can adapt our strategy to that too. It's not a big deal. It's I what I try to do here is make you comfortable in trading, make you comfortable in finding the levels, finding the opportunities, and whatever it takes. If it's charts or candles, whatever makes you happy, and you can find out the same kind of opportunities that I see that we can show you on your candles. Hey, that's fantastic. And if you see something on your candles that you want to share with me, you definitely should, because this is a trading room, and we can share ideas and concepts. And if something is, you see something, then you want to, if anybody, share it. There's plenty of trades out there for us to make money, right? I mean, we don't have to think that, oh, I can't share my ideas with anybody, because that's not really how this market works. There's plenty of opportunity in there for everybody. We're not going to overpower the market. Nobody's big enough to trade bigger in the market. Can you talk about the levels that you gave out? Sure. Again, the levels are someplace where we find them technically, and also value areas, and levels that have worked in the past. And the work comes into play every day. They're different, be created every morning, depending on the movement of the market. And obviously, it's the levels are, we show you what's important, what to look for when we give you those levels, when we talk about those levels in our course, and we show you how to find them, where to look for them, why they would be important, we think they would work, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. This is the business we're in. But yeah, so we obviously show you why the levels are there, and why we think that they would be useful in giving us an opportunity to make some money. And and how we use them. Obviously, support levels are there to buy, and the resistance levels are there to sell. And so we kind of put together, if somebody wants to throw out the levels again. Oh, you mean, yeah, I can repeat the levels for you. Our pivot this morning was 35.57, 35.57. Support at 48 to 42, 32, 25, and 17. Resistance on the upside at 64, 68, 74, 83, and 94. All right. So again, the levels, the support levels are there to use to either as a buying level or a target, depending on if we can, if we're finding an opportunity to get short, and then we're targeting that level, or it would be a support level straight up, or a resistance point, obviously the opposite. And that's what we would do with those opportunities. Again, anybody has any questions, make sure you put them in the chat box area. They are good there because I can see them right away. My chat box is up. I don't have my Q&A section up, so it's a little bit of a, that's fine. I'll find it, but I won't find it quickly enough. Yeah, Steve, it's there for us to use every day, and it's something that we look at. Vaccine euphoria that helped propel stocks to record highs and is wearing off as traders focus on its surge in coronavirus transmission rates in the United States, where deaths from the illness surpassed 250,000. According to Johns Hopkins University, the number of fatalities has remained above 1,000 a day in 8 of the past 9, a tally that was last seen last August. Sentiment was particularly dented after New York City shut schools and switched to full remote learning for its students because of surging cases of COVID-19. U.S. stock futures index are down overnight here on the news after bouncing around the flat line for most of Wednesday. That was yesterday. That was very slow. At least this morning we had a couple of quick opportunities. Had to be fast, but I think we did okay with them. The least you should have done was break even, but hopefully you were able to make a little bit of money on them. Yesterday, only to turn south in the final hour of trading. Chances of a stimulus from Washington are also dim as the lawmakers remain deadlocked over the size of the coronavirus aid package. And also, I think the Senate already went home for their Thanksgiving holiday, so they're not going to be back till December. So yeah, no, this is not looking good. The market is definitely going to tell lawmakers that they're not going to be happy. Let's put it that way. So yeah, we'll see. We rotate back up here to our pivot and see what it wants to do up here. Next level on the upside we have is a 64 area. So nice rotation there off of those lows of 42. If you trying to stay long there, obviously you have to trade multiple contracts to kind of stay a little bit long because you're going to take some profits or peel some profits off along the way. If you did that, you're doing okay. And a nice little rotation all the way back up here to pretty much the pivot area. So even though I'm talking, I am trading in the background here. You just sometimes you know what I'm doing, sometimes you don't. But we've got my orders in, and again, this is the one thing that we talk about with some of our traders. They want the verification of a level. If you wanted verification of the 42 level on the downside, unfortunately, if you didn't have your order in there, you would not have got it because it was verified and said we're leaving here and we're going back up. So you need to be able to put your orders in the order book kind of around or where you think the levels are going to, well, my levels are if you're going to trade with us, and kind of let the market kind of do its thing from there. Again, some traders want things verified. It's one of those things where it's hard to, when you get that flash move to the downside and the flash move back up, you just don't have, there's your verification, but you're going to miss the trade, right? And anyway, by the time you get in, some people are getting in because they got verified. You're getting out, which is what you want to do. That's very good question. Lot size or contracts? Well, futures trade contracts. Pips are ticks. As each level is each tick. So between 59 and 59 and a quarter is a tick. You've traded before because you're sounding like you traded from the CME, because the CME uses different language, than the Board of Trade. But now they're all one. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so we use contracts here. Each contract in the mini and not the mini, but the ES is one contract, and each point in the ES between 59 and 60 is $50. And since it's divided up into quarter points, each tick is $12.50 for the S&Ps. So contracts and ticks. So each tick is worth, so we're looking stops between 8 to 12 ticks or 2 points, 3 points. Again, depending on risk tolerance and how you get in and how you get out, all that stuff's important, yes, but it's also that's dependent on each individual's risk tolerance. So we, like I said, take that into consideration when we talk to you. So does that answer your question? How do I put in orders in advance? Well, you have a ladder ticket. You have an order book, a ladder ticket, and the ladder ticket shows the prices. And so all you have to do is scroll up or scroll down to the level and put in your contracts that you're going to be trading at that level. So, for example, it's coming back up here to the 63 area. Or 64 area. I would have an order here at, depending, again, everybody's different. You can have an order at 63, at 64, and 65 already placed in the order to sell if the market gets up there, or maybe 63 and a half and 64 and a half. Again, depending on what your risk tolerances are. Everybody's different, like I said, and so these orders are already in the market. Yeah, well, that could work too. Again, if you're interested in, we like newbies or think people have never traded before, because it's not like we have some great experienced traders, don't get me wrong. And with experienced traders, we just like to, we add to your arsenal of trades, right? I mean, if you've been trading for a while and you're doing okay, you want to expand your different setups and different opportunities and look at the market maybe differently than you've been looking at, you definitely can come in and trade with us and learn some more things. So that it's both. We talk to both experience. We have a lot of great experienced traders with us. And actually, one reason we started our room, because some of our ex-traders are with me that I used to trade with. So I know they're good. They just like to listen to me and give me a hard time sometimes, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, bad habits are tough to get rid of. I have bad habits. Everybody has bad habits. But if, yeah, I'm sorry that you're confused there. Z, can I call you Z? All right. But again, that's why you're here. I'm talking to a group of people. I'm not focused on your stuff, so I can't give you like specifics, but I'm trying to do the best that I can, obviously. So, but I appreciate the questions. I'm trying to answer them as straightforward as I can. And if you don't understand something, we can always talk at another time. I can give you a call or something and we could chit chat. As we slowly drift up here, looking at the 64 area. Everybody got bad habits, I have to admit. That's a given in this business. Even if you've been trading for a while, you find them. they just find you, actually. All right, let's see what else we can talk about here. Some positive news is still seen overnight after a jab from the University of Oxford, which is working with coordination with AstraZeneca, was shown to have generated a robust immune response in adults in their 60s and 70s. Preliminary results revealed that the vaccine, and they give the name of it, which is whatever, prompt to what's known as the T cell response within 14 days of the first dose, as well as antibody response within 28 days to boost the dose of a boosted dose. We hope that this means that our vaccines will help to protect some of the most vulnerable people in society. Said the author, the co-author of the study from the University of Oxford. Phase 3 trials of the vaccine are still ongoing. The early efficiency readings possibly is coming in the coming weeks. So we've got a lot of companies working on a vaccine to help with the situation, and nothing wrong with that as we slowly drift up here to the 64 area. think I wasn't watching. Okay. Just to think that you think I wasn't watching. Anyway, so we'll see what happens with. So, but we need obviously the market's going to, how that affects us is obvious. We need those vaccine to help get economies of not only the United States but everywhere else rolling again and getting us back on our feet, so to speak, or at least away from our house. A nice little rotation there off of the 64 area. Trying to test the 64 area now. Right. Let's see, with Pfizer and BioNTech having concluded their phase 3 study of the COVID-19 vaccine candidate, which shows a success rate of 95% and no serious adverse events, the drug maker might be headed into securing a emergency use approval next month. If all goes well, I can imagine that we can gain approval in this second half of December and start the deliveries before Christmas, but really only if all goes positively, said one of their CEOs. Storage and distribution is still complicated. Pfizer's vaccine must be stored in negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit, and most likely needing dry ice for shipment. Okay, so I guess dry ice. If anybody wants to buy dry ice futures, you should buy dry ice futures. And if you think there are dry ice futures, I have no idea, but I'm just saying. Just wondering. All right, so it seems like again the other vaccine with the other companies don't require that, so it's not. We'll see. As long as they get something going sooner or later, hopefully it'll be sooner than later, and things get a little bit. Well, we got to get past this this surge, right? Whatever the situation that we're in right now gets us past. Every city has its own issues. I mean, we live in Chicago and we got a partial shutdown, whatever that means. So we shall see. All right, we are testing the 64 year here, as you could tell. And if anybody has any questions, keep asking. Again, now we're coming to the point here where we've been up here for a while and we're kind of concerned. Let me see if there's any news coming out here at 9 o'clock. We do have leading indicators and existing home sales. So in about a minute here, we're going to have a couple numbers that could affect this. So maybe if you're got this level in, you should maybe consider kind of exiting right now, because we don't like to have any positions on when numbers are out. Just as I was wondering why the market would just kind of hang in here, and oh, there you go. At least we got our 2 points now. So just in time. I like it. Just in time. All right. So hopefully we're able to get in there. Again, you have to, we talked about, well, 64 straight up, but we did get in there at 63.5 again. And if some of you got in a little bit differently, that's fine. But hopefully you're able to make a little bit of money, even though we do have a couple numbers going to be released now at 9 o'clock here in about a minute. Leading indicators and existing home sales, both of them big numbers that could move the market. So that's why we kind of hesitated there for a bit. And so we'll see what it wants to do. But hopefully you're out now. We're flat. Nice rotation there off of the 64 area. Nice there, Helmut. Nice little catch. All right, so now the numbers are out, and we'll see what how it affects the market. Again, we trade technicals, but then there's fundamental news that affects the market, and so you throw the technicals with the fundamentals, and that's how you come up with a price. We trade technicals most of the time because most of the time fundamentals are not that. But fundamentals also could not only mean numbers, economic numbers that are released. They could also mean policy changes from the government or Fed policy changes from the Fed, or if the president or Senate or somebody says something that can create some volatility, that all gets thrown into. All right, there, Steve. Good job. All right, at least we got out, we got flat, and we're getting this number out now. So we didn't have anything on as this number is coming out, and besides that we are up here at 68 really quickly. So we have that level above us. All right, so I'm glad you guys caught some of that. Again, you could have bought 42 as well. Maybe some of you guys caught some of that. I know it moved down there very fast and was a little bit of a touchy situation with the 48 above it. And I know some of you might have maybe not been focused on the 42 and the 48. You were working the 48. I get it. But like I said, sometimes you just got to be a little bit quick. It did come back really fast and gave us an out. So that's the only good thing about it. All right, so now up here, next level on the upside we have is 68. 64 level worked here for us. Again, we are trading many S&Ps. We're trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market using the levels that we gave out, plus some price action opportunities. And again, we trade here every day, and this is what we do. So if this stuff interests you, or you think you'd be interested in anything that we do here, please contact us and we'll get back to you and give you some more information. All right, so the market is kind of at 64s worked really well, and coming back down here. Support blue band there is a pivot there. Maybe the pivot would be a little bit of support coming back down if you're a little pivot player. Obviously, the rotation through it the first time didn't work out so well. Let's see, President Trump plans to attend a virtual APEC summit on Friday, following a similarly high-level meeting of the Asia-Pacific leaders last week that saw the signing of the Regional Comprehensive Partnership Agreement. As the market rotates back down here, and we're flat right now, don't have anything on, just thanks to the number that was released. So numbers that are released, they're released, different days, different times every day, and they could affect the market. We don't like to trade when a number is out, don't have anything on. There's plenty of opportunity to trade afterwards. So, we'll trade if the number means sometimes a number comes out and doesn't do anything to the market. Sometimes it moves the market. So the unknown risk is what we're trying to stay away from. Trump's involvement in the APEC will mark his first participation in events since 2017. The following year, a delegation between the United States and China failed to agree on a joint communique for the first time in the bloc's history, given opposing stances on trade and investments. We will not reverse course or run against the historical trend by decoupling. Openness enables a country to move forward, while seclusion holds it back. Chinese XI said ahead of a gathering. It's unclear whether Joe Biden would roll back tariffs on China, but analysts have said the United States will likely continue to take a tough stance on Beijing under the new administration. So trade deal issues affect the market, and most of the stuff that I read here is news that could affect the market. Some of it's more time sensitive, some of it is a little bit more forward thinking. So keep that in mind. I'm just reading stuff because I get it every morning, and so I share it with you. All right, so we're just kind of range bound here. We almost went down to our pivot there and bounced back up. So we had a little support down there, but we just did not get down there fast, close enough. So again, patience is important. We had 2 quick trades right in the first 5 minutes, which compared to the last couple of days, that's a new thing. Unfortunately, we have been very, very slow here in the morning. But like I said yesterday, if you showed some patience, our levels on the downside worked very, very nicely. And you had to be very patient and wait for them. But if you did okay. And here, today, we had moved around really fast. We ran through the 48, but gave us a chance to get out. He got that down to 42, and then that was the low today, 42 and a quarter, and then we bounced right back up, coming all the way up to the 64 level, and we traded that, and that was a nice little trade for us. So all in all, it's been kind of a good morning there so far, and at least we've had some movement. So I can't say that we haven't done anything today yet. So that's good. It's about time we actually got some opportunities, right? And speaking of opportunity, if you bought our 57 level here against our pivot, we got a nice little bump off of that. I suggested maybe a little bit of support there. First time to it, got down to 7 and a quarter. Again, you kind of have to scale in there, obviously, as well. But we did. If you got the 57 and a half, you got a nice quick pop up there. Again, these are little price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. And these opportunities are good for about for 2 points with these moves versus the levels. The levels are a little bit different, so give them a little bit more leeway, and also just in case there's some spillage. I love that word, spillage. All right, it's a nice rotation there off of the 57 area, and then pop right back up. It got us a good solid 2 points, and then now we're just kind of flat again. So I said that the 57 area was support, right? So you had to put your order in there because it got down there, got down to 57 and a quarter, and pop right back up. If you don't have your order in place, obviously you're not going to be able to. And if you had 57 and you went down to 57 and a quarter and then rotate back up, it's obviously you got to consider, getting out of the trade and canceling it, even though it is kind of working out for you here right now on the second rotation. But we like to catch them on the first rotation. And these are kind of some of the rules that we talk about within our class. When to leave a trade in, when to take a trade out, when to scratch a trade, when not to scratch a trade. All these kind of things are talked about, and we kind of hold your hand is what we try to do here, and then try to show you what we are talking about. And obviously, if you're new and you don't understand some of the phraseology, it's fine. I'm a very patient person, I think. Some people will call me impatient. She lives with me, but that's another story. All right, so nice rotation there off of the 57. It was also our blue band Hopefully you were able to scoop some up. So, compared to the last few days where we had 0 trades in the first hour, we've had 4 or 5 different trades this morning already, and it's only so again, we never know what's here, right? We never know if we're going to be busy or not. All we can do is have a game plan. You got your game plan in. You focus in on what you're supposed to be doing, and then the rest of it is up to the market, right? Uh, we we and hopefully you're not like it didn't catch you like by surprise. Like you should be like always ready to trade every day. You always are expecting that trade where we're going to be whipping around, and then okay, after half an hour, we're not whipping around. Okay, then you can change your expectations, but you always got to come in there with the idea that we're going to be busy, so that you're not, you know, falling asleep when we cut through that first level of 48 and then got down to 42 and you're like, whoa, what just happened? And you're like, you missed everything. Or you didn't get in, you didn't get out and get back in because you didn't expect it to be moving around so much, So you always got to be expecting busyness. And then if it doesn't happen, that's fine. We'll wait for tomorrow or wait for the opportunity later in the day because, like I said, we don't know when things are going to move around. But today we're moving around, even though we're probably in the same kind of ranges we've been at for the last few days. But at least it's moving around and giving us an opportunity. And every day is different. And you got to stay focused just a little bit and to take advantage of the opportunities when they are present themselves. So that's why we're kind of happy today that we got a lot of opportunities, and it's good for some of the new folks that are here. You can really see what we're trying to do. It's tough to talk about what we do when the market's not moving that much. But today, you're getting a good idea. And look, if you're new to this, but you want to trade, it's a good thing. This is a good place to be because we can help you out there. This is going to be good. As more vehicles are sold with built-in internet connections, automakers are branching into the services that capitalize on the data produced by their systems. General Motors is launching a car insurance business through its OnStar connected car service, which will set insurance rates by remotely tracking drivers' behaviors by obeying the speed limits and avoiding sudden stops. GM will begin to pilot this week on its own employees in Arizona and plans its offer nationwide by later in 2021. For much of its history, GM offered insurance to drivers but ended the business in 2009 after its 2009 bankruptcy after unloading GMAC Financial Services arm. Yeah. Big brother watching us. Damn computers. Can't get away with running through a red light. Damn it. Big brother. Terrible. All right. We rotate back down here now. We're middle of the range. Yeah, I know it is just getting started. Jeez. Feel sorry for my kids. That's the sad part. There's the computer, Alexa starts talking to you when you come upstairs. Alexa, turn on my coffee machine. Alexa, turn on the TV. Put on some music. I mean, seriously, you don't have to do anything. So annoying. So it's really cool the first time you get one of these things, and then And then you're like, oh, this is cool. And then you're gonna start realizing like this is not good. Then they say, yeah, we're tracking things you say, even though it's off, we can still hear you. I'm like, what? What the hell's going on? My wife, we had one of these things, and these reports started coming out. She unplugged it. She's like, I don't want to know what we're doing. Oh, it is true. It's true. It's just scary. Like I said, Big Brother's watching. Yeah, no kidding. My wife unplugged it, man. She's like, I don't want this thing knowing what we're doing. Even though it is very cool. The best part is that they want you to connect it to your phone and this and that, so you can answer your phone. I mean, lo, I don't want that to happen. I mean, I just wanted music. If I wanted to put on some music, I put on some music. But then all of a sudden they start saying about all this. That's the only reason That's the only thing I use it for. But you can get it to start your car. You can get it to turn the TV on. You can do everything by talking. I mean, and the young kids, man, they love this stuff. I mean, they just everything is like push a button and you got your house is nice and warm and go to sleep. You talk to it and tell it to turn your alarm on for your house. I mean, just scary, scary stuff. So yeah, so GM is getting back in the insurance game, so they'll insure you, and because they're going to watch your driving, unbeknownst to you. All right. And then we have the drones. Amazon's drone project has already been 7 years in the making, completing with its first delivery in 2016 after receiving U.S. regulatory approval to begin limited testing in August. Now the unit is laying off dozens of R&D on the manufacturing staff as it reached tentative component deals with two external manufacturers. No, that's not nice. Keep in mind that Amazon brought in former Boeing executive to run the unit in March, replacing whoever who ran the operation since 2013. According to details released in mid 2019, Prime Air will make use of the hexagon-shaped, fully electronic drone that can fly up to 15 miles and carry packages weighing under 5 pounds. There you have it. No, I know they can do that now with the cars. If the insurance companies put these like detectors in there so that they can tell you, if you're going too fast or too slow or speeding, and then they adjust So they're doing it already. Insurance companies are. Um, Now all the cars are following too closely. Oh yeah, right. You got the sensors now. That's right. Oh, honking your horn too much. Yelling out the window at somebody. Little road rage going. The computer will pick that up. Oh yeah, crazy. Made you a better driver. Oh, that's good. See, there's some reasonality to their craziness. uh, Somebody said that a buddy has said this is great until your 16-year-old drives your car for a week. Oh, that's true. It's very true. It's funny. That is very funny. All right, so going forward, again, we had a nice morning so far, so it's hilarious, isn't it? You're ready to go through the moon even though you're not driving. You have no idea. The car's been in the garage, but your kid drove it for a couple of days and your rates go up. I mean, there's no place to go these days anyway, right? So, you know, you don't know why your rates are going up. Uh, oh, God. That's Big Brother for you in a nutshell. They're watching you even when you're not watching yourself. Okay. All right. So 11:30 today. One of the Fed speaks is going to be talking. So that's 11:30 Chicago time. That's basically that's the only thing that's coming out here later this afternoon. All right. So at least we had some nice opportunities today. Can't complain. By the way, we do focus more on the morning hours for us to trade. We do like the volatility in the morning, good ebbs and flows. Again, sometimes today we were busy. It doesn't mean that every day we're busy in the morning. Sometimes it's a little bit, like I said yesterday, it was more in the afternoon stuff. So that was something that you had to be patient for. But we talked about that being patient. Sometimes today we've had multiple trades, and other days we haven't had. We don't get that many opportunities in the morning, and you have to wait a little bit. Look, like I said, we have to come in here ready to roll. That's all. And then, uh, yeah, that's not always the case, by the way. But we're getting into winter time there, Mark. Relax. Snow on the ground here. Oh, what snow, you ask? Yes, I know. You don't know what snow is. I get it. Because you kind of live in California. You have no idea what snow is. I get it. Well, it's the white stuff that comes falling from the sky. You know what? You should come here and visit one day. And after a snow, oh, nobody can fly anymore. Nothing is happening anymore. Is it cold? Nah. No, you can wear shorts when it snows out. You'll be all right. Don't worry. You'll be okay. Come on over. My California friends, they have no idea. Flip flops, perfect. Flip flops. Come on down in your flip flops, shorts, your Hawaiian shirt. You'd fit right in the middle of a snowstorm here. Oh, sometimes you make yourself crack up. All right, that's what happens. Well, you make your money in the morning and you can just relax in the afternoon. That's what we usually try to do here. But we more morning hours helps us stay focused on. Again, we get good ebbs and flows, and consequently, that's what we're trying for. We're looking for. So yes, yes, yeah. You do know Chicago. If you Chicago weather could be interesting, to say the least. Well, we had the pivot opportunity already. The rotation down to it initially, and we had a nice little pop back up. Right now, I'm not touching it either way. I'm just kind of flat here.
it looks like we're going to be drifting in this range. If anything, maybe you go retest that spike, but that's a little bit more dangerous because we did work off the 42 and it worked very nicely. I would say the next good support level on the downside would be the 32, and then look at the levels down below. We got 32 to 25, 17, and if we really get going to the downside, we got to go down to oh 06. Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, this is definitely in the no trade zone. It gets itself back in here and gets choppy. If we do open up to the downside, look at the downside support levels and just trade those since we've had a pretty good morning with the opportunities. It looks like we're going to be range bound here, but I don't know. But I wouldn't touch. If we go back up to the 57, I wouldn't touch it right now. Not the way it's trading. Yeah, that's the only problem about the 42. That it's this is that's why I'm a little worried about the spike because it did go down there a couple times. No, anytime we use a level, it's good the first time to it. If you're going to retake a level, it's just not as strong. It could, we could hold here at 48 on this first rotation down off of those highs, but again, I'm not gonna. It doesn't mean it's not gonna work. I just not as strong as it was a while ago. And since like I said, since we had a pretty good morning, I would just wait for the 32 on the downside if we do open up. Because I think if we get below 40, I think we open up the door to the lower trade down to 32. How's that? If you're looking for a momentum trade, that would probably be the next trade that I would look for if we do break out of this range. All right. Well, we did. Guess we did. Where the 48 did kind of hold there, but again, it was a little bit more risky. Like I said, it could have gone either way. I think, like I said, the next good trade probably be below the 40. Like I said, I could. I think we're gonna go back into the range here. That's my feeling, but I don't like to trade feelings. That's my only problem. I always get myself in trouble when I trade my feelings. Right? Those are bad habits. So I always try to tell you, don't trade your, well, that's one of my rules. Don't trade feelings, but that's one of my bad habits. Because I think like sometimes I think I know what's going to happen and I really don't. See, I'm the first to admit I don't know what's happening, but it's okay. We just trade. I don't try to figure out where we're going either. That's my point, right? When I say that I don't know, I have feelings. The instincts kick in when I got out of my 48s quickly and then got back into 42. That was my instinct without thinking. Okay, we went down, got down to 46, popped back up to 48. I said, okay, I'm just gonna just this not exactly what I was the move I was looking for, and then I got out 48 and then got back in at 42 really fast. So that was instinctual. If you're going to say anything about me knowing something that so that was the only thing that I did that was probably to that point where maybe somebody else would have stuck with it. What made me get out was the reaction. We usually don't cut through a level that fast, right? I mean, usually we like our levels. But when we went through it that quickly, and it just flashed back up there, it's like, okay, well, let me get out of this and then see if it goes down to the 42. Um, then yeah, obviously I got lucky. They went down to 42 and came back up. So but if you're gonna say anything, me that's my bad habits are thinking where I know where the market's going, which I usually don't. Because if I did, I would share it with you, and we would only be here for a couple days, and we would take the rest of the month off, right? Right? I mean, I tell you what's going to happen. We all trade it, and it would just don't show up the rest of the week. That's it. I mean, one day, tomorrow's paper today, one time, just one time. And like I always keep telling you, my luck, I'll get Sunday's paper. No idea what's going to, and the markets are not open Saturday. And I would share it. If I get tomorrow's paper today one time, I would share that information with you. I promise. All right. Be a little bit careful here. We got a sell below the 40. We're kind of floating back into the range. Um, it'd be a little bit risky to buy the 42s right now, I think. So keep that in mind. And get back here in a bit. Maureen, let's see. No, no, no. They pretty much canceled the pits. I wish they would open them again, but they've actually canceled all the pits except the big S&P and the option pits. So if but if they did open the pits again, would I only trade bonds? Well, we needed to move. At this point, I wouldn't just trade bonds. I would probably trade S&Ps because bonds don't move. I need something that moves, right? I mean, we don't care which way it moves. We need moves. If the bonds don't just kind of trade in a tight range all day, it's tough to make money. We just need movement. Up or down, it doesn't really matter as long as we can trade the ebbs and flows. That's all that matters. Do a Zoom pit session. That'll work. Well, when we were trading in the pit, I always called it controlled madness, right? We actually knew what was going on. Everybody else, you know, no idea what was. If you come and stand outside the pit and you're looking at people yelling and screaming at each other when it was really really busy. I mean, I remember the first time I got there and it was, I guess it was a busy day. It was a numbers day or something. I had no idea what was happening, and the people are yelling and screaming and pushing and shoving, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to go in there. It scared me. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm surprised they're even opening up the pit. I mean, well, it depends on how big the Euro pit is. Big. I'm surprised that they even let people in there. But whatever. So yeah, I remember that first day. I had no idea what I was doing. No clue. Didn't understand why everybody's yelling and screaming at each other. Took a little bit of time. All right. All right. So we gave you our thoughts for the rest of the day. Like I said, I think we're going to kind of, at least for the time being, trade a little bit um, sideways here. Maybe we'll get some movement a little bit later on. But below 40, I think we go rotate to the lows there that we gave you the levels. Um, yeah, our pivot this morning was 35.57. Support 48, 42, 32. There you go. They're up there for you now. Thanks there, Mark. Um, and you can add '06 on the downside after the 17. Appreciate that, Mark. You got that, Don? Welcome back, by the way. Haven't seen you for a couple days. Everything all right on the estate? Been working the hayfield. All right. Well, good. Good. Keep you out of trouble. Keep you out of trouble. All right. It's kind of hanging here. I gave you the, I think, like I said, 68, a little bit of resistance up there, then the 74. And then the downside, I think we get below 40, we rotate back down, or we might stay in a little bit of a range. Who knows? But we had a good morning, and I have to go right now, but we'll be back here, and Brad will be here if you have any questions whatsoever. Okay.
Great. Thanks, Saul. Great morning. Any questions, don't hesitate to post them. I got some follow ups today to do at noon. Make sure you're signed up for Saul's monthly. Hey, Aiken, I think you're signed up for Saul's monthly, right? Just let me know back in chat. I can always send it out to you. Aiken, it's coming out to you now, just so you have it. Hey, Kevin R. Hey, Kevin, are you signed up for Saul's monthly? Did you get the discount? Natalie? or Nathali. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Just let me know back in chat. I can send it out to you too. I don't think it gets better than that this morning. And if I missed anybody, let me know. I don't want anybody to miss the opportunity to sign up for $100. I'll be in the background if anybody needs me. Aiken, are you around? Just let me know so I can start scheduling the times. Zachar, let me know if you're around. Steve P. Oh, great. Maybe I'll ring again. We talk now. Okay. I'm going to ring you up on my cell phone. So if you see it's a 347 number. Aiken, let me know if you're back, and Steve P. Okay, great. So I'll follow up with you next, Steve, okay? And Aiken, just let me know if you're back.